Hi guys, this is Avi, and in this tutorial I'm going to talk about the bare basics of Python, and this is a new tutorial series I've started. And the previous C++ is not finished yet, but I'll make uh, I'll continue both series simultaneously, so don't worry about that. So Python is your just simple is a very simple programming language. It is also an object-oriented programming language, and which is used in artificial intelligence, data analytics, machine learning, and just developing websites as well, and automation. So yeah, that's and there are various functions of Python. So you can Google them if you want. So you can see I'm in my Visual Studio Code. It's an IDE, integrated development environment, or just simply text editor. You can choose any text editor you want. I'm just comfortable with Visual Studio Code for now, so I'm coding in this. So yeah, let us get started with our Python Python tutorials. So for the first, you just need to download an extension called Python. Uh, Extensions are basically the uh, tools that helps you to write code more efficiently. Suppose if you just write any function of Python, so instead of typing the whole function, you can just write the short, or just type the one two letters. It will just give you the whole function by itself. So that's the function of extensions. So yeah, if you just type Python here, probably the first one will be the one looking like this. Sorry for that. So yeah, this is the first this extension, and yeah, that's the thing. You can download any extension you want. So these just help you. So yeah, that's the thing. So for writing your first code, you can just click on this Explorer section, and from here you can just open any folder. Like I have just uh, created a folder called Python tutorial on my desktop, so I will open this. So as you can see, it has opened now. Wait, let me just delete this old file. So as you can see here, it is the compiler of my Python. So it just compiles my code. If you are not able to see it in your Visual Studio Code, you have not downloaded the Python yet, or maybe you have not assigned it a path. You can watch tutorials on YouTube how to do it. There are plenty of tutorials. So yeah, this is the windows here, and if I just want to make a new file, so this is the you know what just the folder name here. So inside this folder name, you can see new file, new folder, and this refresh button, and this collapse folder. So for creating a new file in that particular folder, you just need to click on this button, and you can just make a new file, any file you want. So I'll give it a name as main.py. Py is just an extension or short form for Python. If I just click on OK, you can see it's opened with our yeah with our terminal here. So if you wanna type your first program here, you just need to type print and these parentheses, and inside these quotation marks you can type anything like this, hello world. So print is the fundamental function of Python, which is used to print anything, a string, a number, float, doubles, anything you want. So, and these parentheses require argument, or like information to be executed. So like I have given this string as an information that I want to be executed. So if I just click on this play button, I mean run button, uh, then my terminal will give me an output named as as hello world, which is the thing I want to be the thing I wanted to be executed. So yeah, that's your first probably the first Python program here. Now I'm going to talk about the variables. Now there are basically different types of variables, but let's just stick around with the basic ones, or that is required by the beginners to first understand. So the first variable, so what are the variables first? In mathematics you can know variables are the the containers that store a value that is not constant, like you can change them by time to time, like x, y, stuff like that. So the same thing is with the Python, or variables are not just exist only in Python, but probably every programming language you can see. So yeah, if you so variables are just a container or the memory that stores a value that can be used or accessed later on in your code. Yes, that's the thing. So first of first of most, let me print a story for you. There was once a man named, like, say, what should be the name? Say Nick, and I'll just copy and paste the same line here. This, this, and yeah, that's it. And I'm just gonna yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna delete this text over here, and I'm gonna write he was say 80 years old, and then I'm gonna delete this text over here. He liked his name he liked the name Nick, and then I'll delete this one and we'll write but didn't didn't like his didn't like being 80. So as you can see, it's a valid program which will of course print the same thing that I have written over here. Like, yeah, you can see there was once a man named Nick. He was 80 years old. He liked the name Nick but didn't like being 80. So yeah, that's the basic story, you can say. So suppose if I just had to change the name Nick and this character age like 80, so you can change it manually. Like, you can delete this and write whatever the name you want, like Tim, and you can just change the age like manually. But this is just a 4-line code, and suppose if our code would have been like thousands of line longs, you might not be just sitting around wasting your time just manually deleting and writing it again and again. So that's not what you'll do. That's where variable comes in handy. So I'll just assign a variable like suppose I can write as character, and yes, the variables always start with these small, or not small, basically just string text. Strings are basically alphabets. If you just have, wait, let me just first complete it. So yeah, if you just started with like a number, so it will give you an error. Or if you just start with a special character, I guess it should give you an error. Or wait, yes, it will give you an error. So yeah, that's the thing. If I just assign it a value, like if I can assign it a different name, like suppose if I write Tim here, then I don't have to write Tim like manually. I can just type out the character name here. So for character name, for writing a variable, I will need to close this line first. There was once a man named like what, so I will just put a quotation mark here to end this line, and then I'm gonna write a plus sign. Plus is basically a operator which will give me this value, which add this variable here. I can write also a full stop just for fun, and if I just would have to change this, suppose age, I'll write character age here and then equal to sign, and then I can write it as what should be the age, let's say 17. So yeah, basically I have stored this number number value inside of strings. So inside this quotation mark, any value will become a string. So if you just wait, I'll just explain it later. Yeah, so it is basically number is just another data type, but here I have stored as a string because we're not gonna go around different data types right now, but believe me, I will just tell you about it later. So yeah, if I just have to give it like add it here, I can just add uh, add the variable like I did in previous line, and I would have to close this this string text first by quotation mark. It will be closed. Yeah, and yes, you can also like change this variable uh, in between the code. Like I have here, if here it will print this stem, but if I just write this this variable this in this section of the code, and if I will change the value, suppose I will change so let's say I'm very bad at choosing, let's say uh, why let's say J, it's what it just came in my mind right now. So if I just type character name as J, and if I add this here, and then the age here, yeah, that's it. So you can see I have modified my code. If I just run it, you can see the changes has been applied. There was once a man named Tim. He was 17 years old. Let me just give it a space in between. 70 years old, I guess. Yeah, that's it. 70 years old. He liked the name Jay, but he didn't like being 17. So as you can see, it has changed the value that we have assigned here in between the code. So that's the thing. Yeah, you might think that we have to manually change the variable here as well. So why not just delete that old value and just type the new value? But this is not how it's done. Basically, it's just for the explanation sake of the explanation, I've told you this way. There are functions to replace the word or the uh, a word from a string. There are various functions. Functions are basically functions are basically help you to uh, do a task in Python. Don't worry about it right now. I'll make a separate video on it. So yeah, and that's the thing. And there are various kinds of data types. Like there are, suppose they can be numbers, like float. Float are the integers, just the integer, And then there can be doubles. Doubles are the integers with decimals. So yeah, that's the thing. And then there are booleans. Booleans are the true or false data type. So like if I just have to write is um, or wait, yeah, it's just a basically true or false value. So it's just assign a value as true or false. Don't worry about it. Right now, we are gonna work with them in later videos. So that's the thing. That's the tutorials for today. I hope you like it, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please like this video. And thank you. Thanks for watching, guys.